Hello, I'm Daven Hiskey, and you're watching the Today I Found Out YouTube channel. In the video today, we're looking at how the practice of saying I'm going to Disneyland after winning a major sporting event got started, and whether any of these athletes actually go to Disneyland after. In January of 1987, CEO of Disney Michael Eisner and his wife were having dinner with Dick Rutan and Gina Yeager. Rutan and Yeager had just recently become the first to fly an aircraft around the world without refueling or stopping. At a certain point in the dinner, Eisner's wife Jane asked Rutan and Yeager what they were going to do now that they'd achieved this momentous milestone. The response she got was, well, we're going to Disneyland. Jane Eisner thought this would make a great slogan in an advertising campaign and suggested it to her husband Michael. Michael Eisner liked it and decided that Disney would use this slogan in a commercial following Super Bowl 21 in 1987, in which the New York Giants defeated the Denver Broncos 39-20. The athlete they got to star in this commercial was the quarterback for the Giants, Phil Simms. During the game, Simms completed one of the better performances by a quarterback in Super Bowl history, going 22 for 25 in pass completions for a total of 268 yards. Even more remarkable was the fact that 2 of the 3 incomplete passes were good throws simply dropped by the receivers. He also set the record for most consecutive pass completions in a Super Bowl game. For this outstanding performance, Simms was named the MVP of Super Bowl 21 and offered $75,000, about $160,000 today, by Disney to appear in their commercial, with his part filmed directly after the game. During this, he was to say, with alternate takes having him say Disneyland instead of Disney World. Disney then followed this up by making 3 more such commercials in 1987, following other major sporting championships. These included hiring yachtsman Dennis Conner after winning the America's Cup, NBA star Magic Johnson after the Lakers won the NBA Finals, and Major League Baseball player Frank Viola after the Twins won the World Series that year. So at this point, you might be wondering if the people paid to utter these words actually end up going to Disneyland or Disney World after filming the ad spot. It turns out that yes, many do. You see, Disney gives them an MVP all-expense-paid trip, flying them on a private jet to Disneyland or Disney World, and then further puts their family up in a luxury suite for the duration of the vacation. They also are made the grand marshal of a parade and take part in various events for Disney during their stay. Bonus facts. If you're wondering why American football is called that and so-called European football is called soccer in America, soccer was a popular name for football in Britain in the sport's earliest days. When the rules for the sport were first being defined, it was named association football to distinguish it from the many other types of football commonly played. Within a year of its inception, this got slurred down to a soccer, after the common practice of adding to nicknames at the time in Britain. Very shortly after this, a soccer became soccer, which remained a semi-popular nickname for the sport in Britain until about a half-century ago, along with just calling it football. However, in countries where other forms of football already were dominant, the nickname soccer was, and in some cases still is, the preferred name to avoid confusion. The average NFL game is about 3 hours and 11 minutes long. However, only about 11 minutes of that span features actual gameplay. Championship football games are called bowls thanks to a stadium designed by Myron Hunt, Rose Bowl. Rose Bowl was modeled after the design for Yale Stadium, Yale Bowl, which got its name from the fact that it resembled a bowl. Gradually, other cities and universities with football teams saw the money-making opportunity and promotional value of these tournament games like the Rose Bowl and began creating their own bowl games, even though many of these games were not played in bowl-shaped stadiums. The NFL eventually borrowed this terminology when they created the Pro Bowl in 1951, and later, of course, the Super Bowl. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please click that like button below and consider sharing it with anyone you think might be interested. And of course, if you're new to Today I Found Out, don't forget to click that subscribe button to get more interesting videos like this. We release a new video almost every single day, so you're sure to find something you find interesting. Thanks for watching.